Hey, what's up YouTube? My name is DJ Beneficial and today we're back again with another tutorial. Now in my last video, I went over all the connections and settings you guys need to know to get high quality audio coming from your mixer into your phone, iPad, or your computer. So that way you guys have high quality audio when you're doing your live streams. If you haven't seen it yet, you should definitely check it out because it's going to help you coming into this video today. Now for today's video, I wanted to break down everything you need to know to get started using OBS. Now this isn't going to be a full expanded breakdown of everything going on in the entire OBS program. If you guys want to see a video like that, let me know in the comments, and if enough people ask, I'll make a video like that. But today is going to be everything that you guys need to know to get started. How to organize your scenes, how to do your settings, and how to get connected to your streaming platform. So I'm really excited to share this with you guys. Hope you guys are looking forward to it as well. And if you like this kind of content, be sure to subscribe to my channel. I like to talk about everything related to music, DJing, live streaming. I do nightclub recaps, and I like to show the behind the scenes of what goes on at the radio station. And I also like to talk about what technology, what kind of tools and programs I'm using in my workflow. So everything I talk about is how to succeed as a DJ and how to build your brand. So if you're interested in those kind of topics, be sure to subscribe. And without wasting any more time, let's get into the video. Okay, so the first thing you want to do is go to your search engine and type in OBS. It should be the top search result. As you see here, it is. You want to click on the link that says download. And as you can see here, whether you have PC or Mac or Linux, they have a version available for you. Since I'm a Mac user, I'm going to click on the Apple and click on download installer. That will download the installer. And once you have that downloaded, go ahead and open it, install the program. I'm pretty sure you guys already know how to do that. So we're going to go ahead and just move on to the next part. Okay, so once you have OBS installed to your computer and you open it for the first time, this is what it should look like. Now before we get ahead of ourselves, the first thing that we should do is head over to settings. Now since I'm using the same computer to do my DJing and my streaming, I need to make sure that I keep the CPU usage down as low as possible to make sure that I don't have any type of glitches or issues while I'm DJing. So first thing I want to do is come over here to output. And you want to make sure output mode is on simple. Video bitrate should be at 1200. Your encoder should be software times 264. Your audio bitrate should be 96. And then we'll come down here to video. What I would recommend is your base canvas resolution should be 1920 by 1080, and your output scaled resolution should be 960 by 540. Basically, the higher in pixels that you go, the more CPU it takes to push out your live stream. And most people are really only going to be watching this on their cell phone anyway, so you don't need to go full HD mode on them. It'll actually look just fine at 540. Once you have everything set the way you want it, go ahead and click on OK. And now we have our settings done for now. Over here on the left, this is where you have all your scenes. You can have multiple scenes, and we're going to start with just one for now. And it looks like they've given us one already, and it's just named Scene. Now I want to change that name. The way that you would do it is do a 2-finger click, and it'll pull open your options menu. And let's go ahead and click on Rename, and I'll type in Main Scene. Now one thing that's kind of weird about OBS is you would probably think you would just hit return at the end and they will save your information, but when you hit return, it actually deletes everything you just typed. So let's do this again, Main Scene, and this time we'll just click away from it, and that'll actually save your information. So just a little heads up there. And we'll come over here now to sources. Now the sources are all the multiple layers that you put together to make your scene. So the first thing we want is an audio source. Now in my last video, I talked about how to do all your audio settings for live streaming, whether it be OBS or otherwise. In that video, I discussed how to have your computer be able to receive your audio from your mixer through a USB mic input. If you haven't seen it yet, I'll go ahead and put the link up here at the top. Just go ahead and click that and watch that video before you proceed forward. Now to add an audio source, you either do a 2-finger click in the open area, or you come down here and click on the plus sign, go all the way up here to the top and do an audio input capture. And you can rename it here if you like. I'll just leave it as audio input capture. That works for me. Now, if you already have your mixer connected to your computer through a USB mic input, it should show up as an available source here when I click on device. So I'll go ahead and click here, and as you can see right here, iMic USB audio system is available. So I'll click that. That'll be our audio source, and I'll go ahead and click OK. And now we have our audio input source. So as soon as I start DJing, I'm going to have high quality audio going out into my stream. Now the next thing that we want to do is add a background. If you just wanted to add an image background, you pull open your add menu and you go to add image, or you can add image slideshow if you wanted to have multiple pictures alternating as your background. Now if you're a video DJ, you probably want to use your music videos as your background. If you're not a video DJ but you want to have some kind of motion graphic going on behind you, then you want to come down here to media source. Go ahead and click that. And you can rename it if you like. I'll go ahead and rename it as background. Click OK. And the first thing you want to do is make sure that you click loop and close file when inactive. That'll make sure that once the video comes to an end, it'll start over again. That way there's no interruption with your background. And close file when inactive basically just means that it won't be running the video in the background, which should free up some extra CPU if you're not using that video at the moment. Now we go ahead and click on browse, and you can search for the file that you're looking for. But an even quicker and easier way to do it than this is literally just to grab it, drag it, and drop it in here. So let's come back here and let's remove this by pressing the minus button, clicking yes, and that'll remove that background. Let's just go ahead and drag and drop one in here. So I'll go ahead to my Finder, I'll grab a background, I'll go ahead and drop it right here in OBS. And it fits perfectly and it goes right into place. Now once it gets to the end of the video, it's gonna stop. So I have to make sure I can go here. I either do a 2-finger click and click on properties, or I just double click and it automatically takes me to properties. I'm gonna hit loop, close file when inactive. Go ahead and click OK. Now I got a background, and to make sure I get rid of this red line, what I like to do is just click the lock button. I like to pretty much lock everything once I'm not using it. To add a logo, you would pull up the add menu and go add image, and then go ahead and browse just like I was showing you before. But the quickest, easiest way to do this is literally just to drag and drop something in there. So let's go ahead and grab the logo I want, come back here to OBS and just drop it in there. It's already ready to be moved around. I could resize it, maybe pull it out of the corner a little bit. And once I have it where I like it, go ahead and lock that in. Now, if you're a video DJ and you want to use your music videos as your background instead of a loop, the first thing that you want to do is you want to make sure that your mix emergency is open, and you want to make sure that your view window is open, even if it's off screen somewhere. Come back to OBS, open your add menu, and you want to siphon client. And let's go ahead and rename this to mix emergency. Hit return, and let's go to source, mix emergency output. And that's pretty much all you have to do. Go ahead and click OK. Now we can resize this to fit the background. You can hold shift to make it fit. And let's go ahead and lock that in. Now you see what happened here is that it's actually covering the logo. So if you want to make sure that the logo shows on top, go to the logo layer and click up. And that'll push it up to the top. So basically everything gets stacked one on top of another, starting from the top to the bottom. All right, now let's talk about something fun here. Let's talk about setting up your green screen. So obviously the first thing you gotta do is you gotta pick one up. You can get one either from Walmart or Amazon or pretty much anywhere online, but get yourself a green screen and get yourself a stand for it. Now you could also put it up on hooks if you like, but I like to put it up on a stand because it's more portable that way. So that's what works better for me. And you wanna go as wide as possible. Now you see here in my case, I actually put 2 of them together. And the reason why is you wanna capture your whole setup without being cut off too short on the sides. Now, in addition to your green screen, you also want to make sure you got a couple studio lights, one on the left and right across from you. And what that will do is eliminate any shadow off your face so people can see you nice and clear when you're DJing. Now, you can also use a top light if you like as well. But if you do, you want to make sure that it's not one of those household yellowish kind of lights because that'll throw off the whole green screen effect. You want to make sure it's this kind of light, which is this really bright white kind of light. And that's known as daylight. So if you're in a hardware store, you want to find some daylight LEDs. Those are the kind of lights you want to use if you're live streaming or doing a photo shoot. And in addition to that, I just want to mention that if you're wearing a hat like mine with a green bill underneath, you might want to turn it around backwards or wear a different hat, or else you're going to have part of your head that's see-through. So just a little heads up on that one. All right, now we're not done yet. We still need to add the layer with the DJ. So what we're gonna do is go down to sources, do a 2-finger click, and we're gonna add a video capture device. And we'll go ahead and rename this video capture 1. Click OK. And at this point, you should already have your video devices connected to your computer through the USB ports. And if you do, it should show up here as an available device when I go ahead and click on the device tab. In my setup, I have 2 separate Logitech C920s, and you can see them both here. And I'll go ahead and click on the first one. As you see here, you get a quick preview. Go ahead and click OK. And you can go ahead and just drag and resize that into position. Now we want to do 2 effects to this layer. So the way we do that is by doing a 2-finger click on Video Capture 1 and go up to Filters. We're going to add 2 effect filters, and we're going to add a crop/pad. And you don't have to rename it. So first off, let's trim off some of the wall on the left side that's not covered by the green screen. Now let's go ahead and do the same thing to the right side. And just to clean it up a little bit more, let's do a little trim off of the bottom. The top looks fine to me. And now we're gonna add a chroma key. You don't have to rename that either. Now, as you see over here on the left, there's a little bit of noise that's not showing on the right. And that's due to what I showed you guys earlier about me having two different green screens. Now, one is just a little bit different in color, so it still shows up with a little bit of noise here. However, that's an easy fix. All you really have to do is play with the settings a little bit. I'll go down here to similarity and just move it a little bit, and that'll correct the issue. And as you see, just a little bit of movement and it looks fine. We're good here. Let's go ahead and click close. Now let's go ahead and put me in the middle, and there I am. We don't have to lock it in just yet though. We can actually resize Beneficial and put him in the middle as a little guy, or we can put him in the corner. Sometimes it helps just to make the DJ smaller in the corner. That way you can still see what he's doing, but he doesn't block too much of the video. So it's really up to you, whatever your preference is. So now we're going to make another scene, and we want to keep most of the things the way that they are. So what we're going to do is do a duplicate of the main scene. And the way you do that is do a 2-finger click on the title where it says main scene and go up to the menu where it says duplicate. And let's go ahead and name it scene 2. Click OK. Now, as you can see, everything is here from the original scene. However, they're all unlocked, so you have to lock them again. But in this scene, we want the DJ to be bigger and in the middle. So we're going to go ahead and resize the DJ, put him in position, and then go ahead and lock it in. So now we have two scenes, one where the DJ is small and in the corner, and then one where he's big and in the middle. And let's go ahead and make another duplicate of this scene because I have another idea, and we'll go ahead and name this scene 3. Click OK. So in this scene, I want to use a different camera angle. So the first thing I need to do is click on video capture 1 and then click on the minus to remove it. Go ahead and click yes. And now we're going to add another video capture device. This one is going to be called video capture 2. And we're going to pick the other C920 device. Now, as you can see here, this one is more of an up close view. And let's go ahead and add the chroma key again. Click close. Now we have another scene with a completely different view. Let's go ahead and lock everything in. And as you can see here, we have a nice up close view, and you can still see the music videos behind me. It still looks like I'm DJing inside of the music video. Pretty cool stuff. And now, as you can see, you have 3 scenes to choose from and 3 different ways to entertain your audience. Now, before we move on to the last part, there's actually one last thing I want to share with you. If you ever wanted to add your Serato screen as your background, in the past, you could either do a window capture or you could siphon client. However, after the Catalina update, that was no longer available. However, I did find a solution. Now, for this effect to work, you'd have to have a dual monitor setup. So we're going to go ahead and take OBS and drag it into the second monitor. Once you have it on the second monitor, you're going to want to go to your add menu and select display capture. Make sure you pick display 0, and you should be able to see the preview in the window. Once you see it, go ahead and click OK. Go ahead and resize it, make sure that it fits. And now you have your Serato screen as your background. Now let's take it even a step further. Let's say you only wanted a section of your Serato screen in your background. Just go to Filters and do a crop/pad. And go ahead and trim off anything that you don't like. In this case, we'll go ahead and remove the entire playlist, and we'll cut a little bit off the top. So now we have the Serato screen, your DJ logo, your music videos, and you all in the same live stream. You could take that portion and stretch it out any way that you like, or you could even make it partially see-through. You just go to Filters and add a color correction, go down to opacity and reduce it as far as you like. We'll go ahead and put it at 50%.
And now when you come back, you see that it's partially see-through, and you can see the music video and the Serato screen have sort of merged. So really between videos, pictures, window captures, camera captures, audio capture, display capture, siphon client, and all these other things that you can do, there's really no limit to what you can create in the live stream. The only limit is your own imagination. Okay, moving on. All right, now there's one last thing to do before you start streaming, and that is you got to put in your stream key. Now you do that by going to Settings and click on Stream. And right here is where you'd put in the information from your stream provider and from your account. Now go ahead and click on Service and see if you see your platform in that list. Now if you don't, go ahead and click on Show All, and it gives you a much longer list. And just look through it and see if you can find your platform on there. If you don't, go all the way to the top and click on Custom. And once you've done that, you can put in the server. That would be the RTMP address. And then you'd also put in the stream key. Once you have those put in, you're able to start streaming. So I'll show you guys where you can find some of those stream keys on a couple of different platforms.
Now each platform puts their stream key in a different location, so I'll go through a couple of these with you and show you where they're located. But just keep in mind that when you find your stream key, that you don't share that with anybody. If anybody else were to get a hold of that information, they can pretty much hijack your account and broadcast under your name. So you want to make sure that you don't let anybody else see that.
Now since Periscope is my favorite place to go live, we'll go ahead and start with them first. First, you open the Periscope app. Click on the icon on the bottom right that looks like two heads. Then click on the icon on the top right that looks like one head. That takes you to your profile. And these are pretty much all your options and settings. You want to scroll down to the part where it says Settings. And in your settings, you want to click on Periscope Producer. This is where you would find your RTMP address and your stream key. And once you started your broadcast with OBS, the preview broadcast button will appear. Go ahead and push that. And this takes you into a preview of your broadcast, so you can check the way everything looks and sounds before you actually go live. If you're already happy with the way everything is, go ahead and type something up about your live stream. And once you're ready to start, go ahead and press the Go Live button. On YouTube, you want to be on your home screen and go over to your top right area and click on what looks like a camera with the plus symbol on it. And click where it says Go Live. This will load up your YouTube studio, and we're going to go ahead and stream Classic now. And if you scroll down to the bottom area, there is an area that says Encoder Setup. That will have your RTMP address as well as your stream key. Alright, now to locate your stream key in Facebook, what you want to do is go to the box in the top middle of the screen where you would normally type something that goes on your wall. And in the bottom right corner of that box, there's an icon with 3 dots. Go ahead and click on that. And that pulls open a menu with more options available for you. One of them is Live Video. That's the one you want to click on. And that brings you to another screen with 2 options, one being camera, one being connect. You want to pick connect. And right here in the middle of the screen is your stream key. Go ahead and copy that information, put that in your OBS and hit start stream. Come back here and hit go live, and you will be live with your OBS on Facebook. All right, now let's find the stream key on Twitch. So what you want to do is you want to click on your icon in the top right corner and go down to where it says Settings. And on your settings menu, you want to click on Channel and Videos at the top. All right, and there it is right at the top, the primary stream key. Just copy that and paste that in OBS and you're ready to go. All right, so let's check out Mixer now. What you want to do is you want to go over to the top left where it says Stream on Mixer. Go ahead and click there. And it'll pull open the next window, and you want to go right here in the middle where it says Get Started Now. And right there in the middle at the top, it's blurred out, but that is your stream key. All you got to do is click on the icon, which looks like 2 pieces of paper, and it'll automatically copy it to your clipboard, and you go ahead and just paste that into OBS, and you can start streaming to Mixer. All right, so our last one for today is going to be DLive. So for DLive, go to the top right corner of the screen, click on the icon that looks like a camera, and that takes you to your streaming menu. Go down to the bottom of the screen, and next to the save icon, click on the line of text that says encoding server information. And when this is blank, you want to go down here to the bottom and click on the tab that says regenerate server URL. And it'll put in the information here. All you got to do is copy it to your clipboard and paste it in OBS, and you're ready to go. All right, so now that you've successfully located your stream key, let's come back to OBS now. And we're going to go to the right side under Controls and press Settings. And go down to the tab that says Stream. And this is where you would put in your RTMP address and your stream key. Now once you've done that, go ahead and click OK. And when you're ready to begin, go ahead and press start streaming. Now, if you're using Periscope or Facebook, you actually have to go back to the platform and press go live. But if you're using something like Twitch or Mixer, as soon as you press start streaming, you'll already be going live. So make sure to pay attention to which platform you're using and the way that they get started. And one last thing I want to mention is down here on the bottom right corner of the screen, this actually gives you all the information like how long you've been live, what your CPU usage is, how many frames per second you're using. And this green box actually is pretty important over here. Now, if you have a green box, that means your internet is connected just fine and you're not having any issues. However, if that turns yellow or red, then that means there's an issue with your internet connection, and that will result in glitching and freezing in your live stream. So just make sure that you pay attention to that green box. And if you're having issues with it turning yellow or red, you may want to restart your router or check your internet connection. So just a heads up there. All right, now there's one last bonus tip I want to throw out there for you, which is that you can actually add effects to the audio as well. Now let's say you're previewing your broadcast and it's just not loud enough. Now you don't want to keep increasing the volume on your gain on your mixer, because if you go past 12 o'clock, no matter what, it's just going to end up sounding really distorted. So what you want to do is you want to go to your audio input capture, open your filters, and this actually works for any one of your sources that have audio on them. So you can go over here and add an audio filter, bring up your add menu, and we're going to add a gain. Now I usually add 15 decibels to my gain. Now you can either press up and down on the arrows here. That might take a while though. Let's just go ahead and highlight everything and press delete, and I'll just go ahead and type in 15 and hit return. And now your audio will sound nice and clear versus beforehand where people might be at max volume and it still won't be loud enough. This will definitely make everything nice and loud and clear without having any distortion be in your stream.
All right, well that pretty much wraps up the basic fundamentals of using OBS. I hope you guys found the information in today's video to be helpful. And if you did, the only thing that I ask is that you guys subscribe to my channel and turn on that bell for notifications so you stay in the loop with me. And if you guys want to connect on any other form of social media, you can find me anywhere at DJ Beneficial. So look me up if you guys want to connect. Let me know where you guys are streaming to, because I want to come check out some DJ sets. And with all that being said, man, I appreciate you guys for coming by today, and let's catch up again on the next video. Peace.